The album show kindly presents to you this week Sajjad and Where I Belong. Tell us a little bit about Where I Belong.
The album Where I Belong is really a personal statement. It's a message to myself, really. I always wanted to become a musician and share my music with as many people as possible. However, the path that I had to take to get here was to pursue a traditional career. I was born in Bangladesh, country in Asia. So those that have some background into such parts of that country, they know that you have to kind of follow the footsteps of your parents or pick and choose from one of very popular career fields like medicine, engineering. So I graduated with a degree in computer science and also worked as an information technology consultant in the professional world. And despite all of that background, though, my heart was always in music. And hence I opted to select the title Where I Belong, just as an objective to prove to myself that it is never too late to pursue your dreams.
Superb. Tell us a little bit about the first track on the album, which in fact is the title track. I guess you've just told us there, really, haven't you?
Yes, so Where I Belong, it's the title track. It's an inspirational song to anybody that wants to know or knows already where they belong. Some of the instruments that are there were intentionally chosen. So, for example, the uilleann pipe, played by Debbie Quigley. The uilleann pipe has somewhat of a very thin tonal qualities, almost like a baby's cry. And, when babies cry, it's kind of an indication that they want something. So Where I Belong is, again, your heart crying out to be somewhere that you love. And so I depicted that using that sound.
This is your first independent release, isn't it?
Correct.
How's that working for you?
It is very difficult, I will be honest. The album took me about 5 years to produce. I funded the entire project myself, working only weekends, dealing with the availability and schedules of the musicians that I wanted to play on my album added a lot more challenge. So if you have the big budget up front, then it probably takes a short amount of time to finish the project. And then once you release the album, a lot of musicians perhaps believe that now the music travels on its own, but it's far from the truth. You really have to take an active role in the promotion afterwards and think about how you further do some live performances or interviews to keep the music forward. So as an independent, you also have to be very business minded.
And you have to do this all on your own, really, don't you?
I'm blessed. I do have some help. The social networking sites, I do have a couple of administrators, but they have been longtime friends. They help me out with the promotion side of things. Anybody, such as even yourself today, this will help me going forward. Kathy Parsons, anybody that has done any previous interviews for me has helped me out greatly. So, I'm very grateful for that.
Sajjad, I know that you told us that you don't actually make any money from the music that you sell. What happens to the money that you get?
Thank you so much for asking this question. Great question. I have set it up such that any sale that I get from the digital channels or any physical sale of copies of the album, which is very rare, they go automatically to a charity. And I have a few charities that I've been part of since I was an undergrad student, actually. So I trust them. One of them is World Vision, and then there are a few others that I'm affiliated with, and all of that sale goes to any cause that they see fit to apply.
next track on the album is In My Spirit. Would you like to tell us a little bit about that track?
One thing I'll mention very quickly about all of these songs is you will notice, or people that have a physical copy or went to my website, they will notice that I have John Jameson mentioned as the co-producer on the album. And by no means is this a second line credit to John Jameson. His contributions have been colossal. Because of him, we did hire live musicians to add multiple personalities to the album. And some of the songs that I originally took to the studio were kind of mild in tempo, and he really showed me how we can add a little bit more drive and momentum. In My Spirit really is one of those songs that I came up with the idea to use somewhat of an African influence and a strong beat to really show that we all have our worst enemies in our lives to fight, but it is within our spirit and capability to fight it. Whatever be the result, at the end, it's our spirit that perseveres. That is basically what this song is about.